City Rollers. Damn, if that don't mess with your head, I don't know what will. Good
Yeah,
morning, everybody, or good evening. This is Grammy Mary or Gramsy Dorkette for today, at least. And you are listening to, to the Dork Table
yeah,
over here on
that's
reallibertymedia.com, Channel 3, or the RLM radio.xyz station, or God knows there's umpteen zillion of them out there. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. And Flasheroony
coming
Dork
at
is
your
here.
ears. Hey, Mary. That was probably the dorkiest song you've played on this show so far.
I aim to please. I aim to
I was
please.
I was just short of gouging my ears out with a very sharp object. And then the song ended.
And you didn't even get to hear it. You just got to see me chair boogie into it. So
Oh, I'm just teasing you. I'm in a teasy, jokey mood today.
teasy jokey mood. A teasy joke. All
Mm,
right. You need to tease your
okay.
hair up. It be it all.
Oh,
Make it all hot. Oh no. I hate teased hair.
wow.
I hate
Wow.
hairspray. Okay, where'd that come from?
Now,
I don't
now
know.
is she gonna get a girl talk me about my hair on the show live? Thank you. Anyway, this is the Dork Table, and I'm still Flash, and Mary's gonna say hi to everybody that showed up.
Yeah, over here on Fakeybook, I see the lovely Mary B. and Bubs. Hey, Bubs, my furry friend. How are you doing, sweetheart? I hope you're having an absolutely awesome day. And let's see, what's going on over here on this effing site? Oh, wait, wait. I see a meme. I see a meme. If 1 plus 4 equals 5 and 2 plus 5 equals 12, okay, I'm not going to go there. Because I'm already. It's Saturday morning, damn it. And I was up until after 1 because we looked at the
Uh-oh.
clock and went, holy shit, is it really that late? Jibber jabbering with
Mhm.
my brother David, and oh my God. Oh, we had such wonderful conversations, and we ate half the pizza. It was really good. Really good because we used my youngest daughter's spaghetti sauce that she made. She canned up probably, I think she said like a dozen quarts of spaghetti sauce, which is really, really good, and it was wonderful on the pizza. And then we used my sun-dried tomatoes and my sun-dried banana peppers, and then we had some Italian sausage. And like you really want to know about that, and there's probably people out there going, shut up, Grams, because now I'm getting hungry again. But
That was the dorkiest thing you've ever said on this show.
was
Keep
it
going.
really? Just wait, there's
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Oh, I'm telling you from many years of experience listening to it. Yes.
Oh, okay, many years. Okay, over on
Many,
this,
many years.
over on this effing site, Grimmy has got us posted over here. Hey there, darling. Thank you ever so much for posting this. I also see the lovely TD Sanders is sharing things over here. And
Hey,
Java Doctor is over here, as well as Estrella, and Hitler was right. Although
hey,
I thought,
Java,
wasn't
Strella, HWR.
wasn't Hitler left-handed?
I don't know. I thought he was an Austrian guy, an Austrian hairdresser or something that just got lucky in Munich.
That could be.
But I might have read the wrong book.
Ah, you might have. You never know. Oh well.
Here's to you and here's to me in hopes we never disagree. Because if we do, fuck you, here's to me.
Ah, I'll see how you are. I'll see how you are. Okay. all the Saki people left. Wow. Except for
Is that
Sock.
bad?
Well, no,
Okay.
it's just that it culled the herd, so to speak.
Oh, I don't.
Thinned things out.
Yeah.
Not nearly so many people that I have to verbally stumble over today. Because, yeah,
Bye,
I
sweet.
my brother was giving me shit about last night I was having malfunctions with speaking, and I said, and your point is?
Are you gonna say hi to everybody? This
Okay.
is seven
Jeez.
after.
Remind.
No. It's just
I
I was listening. Hey, I'm doing my
I
I'm
know
doing
you.
my research on the show to see how we do,
Uh-huh.
and it takes us 20 fucking minutes every fucking show to get our shit together.
You mean we actually get our shit together? Holy crap.
Yeah, by about it's like about 20 after, and I start lighting up,
Oh,
and yeah, then it
so
just kind of
okay, so we get our shit
rolls.
together and then you light up and it goes all to hell. Okay. Okay, over here in the
Wow,
RLM.
goes to hell. Okay, RLF.
Yeah, which is where we need to be or where you need to be
Wow,
or yeah, something like that.
need. I feel
Sleep deprived.
bossy. Yeah, you need to be there, man. Get there now.
Yeah.
Now.
Damn it. Now.
What are you doing in that corner? Get over here.
Now.
Now.
I'm getting a contact high from Lou. Okay.
Wow.
Hey there,
Damn,
Asmo.
I'm
How you
good.
doing? I see you up there, the missionary man again, as well as Barman following close behind, saying, "Dude, get the hell out of the way." Um, Move it or lose it, one of them things. The lovely Beth Z is here. Hey there, woman. How are you doing today? And Grim Nerd is here. And it's just entirely too cool to have a Grim Nerd and a Grim Ner, which, another way of looking at that is it's not really cool because I sprained my tongue. Um,
Holy I'm sure glad Cirque goes and takes the dog for a walk when you start that crazy stuff. It's easier to explain on the replay than it would be live.
Okay, I also see the lovely Moose Girl is here. Hey there, woman. How are you doing? And I don't know if you were listening last night or not, but I did get your oils sent out yesterday. So
Yay!
you should have them by Tuesday at the latest. I'm hoping Monday, but
Cool.
Tuesday at the latest.
Cool.
I also see the lovely Kate is here, as well as Trust No One. That didn't sound near as fun as it did last night. I also see Beetle. Hey,
Hey,
Beetle.
Beetle.
How you doing? Circolo
Mm.
is logged in, but Circolo is taking
No,
Hannah for
she
a
took
walk.
Hannah for a walk, so I could do this without barking in the background.
Ah, we also have a double dose of Chloe in the house. Hey there, woman. How are you doing? As well as the creator of this show, or at least the one that had the brain fart that said, "Hey, let's do a Dork Table show." That's Flash Dork. And looky there, got a double dose of
Wow.
IB Don C as well. And Java Doctor 2. Looky there, Meisterbrow is also here having a party. And we had a psych moment, or a pinch poke owe me a Coke moment, or a squeegee squiggle owe me a Coke, or however you say that in your part of the world, because we both shared
Mm.
the same scary ass shitlery video at the same time. It's
Mm.
like, damn, that is kind of
Mm.
scary. I also see Rob Works is in the house. Rob, is it too early for that bubbler action to be going on? I'm thinking not. Just saying. And Sock Puppet is here. Hey there, darling. How are you doing today? I really, really do like your little RLM chat thing, or not RLM chat thing, but your IRC chat thingy. And I love that Adam the newsfeed thing. I keep that one open most of the time at work just so I can kind of look at it and scroll through and go, oh, that looks interesting. Um, Not that I necessarily, I go there and then I put it in my pocket and then I forget about it. But hey, it's quite interesting. I also see the lovely Be Dorkalicious, which I don't know if that is telling us to just be Dorkalicious because that's the way you should be, or if that is just the lovely Mary B being Dorkalicious. I prefer the
Mm.
latter myself. I'm here, Graham
You prefer your
Z.
bladder?
I prefer my bladder?
Yours-
No.
What
Oh,
is?
Sock Puppet left too.
Wow, we're
Uh-oh,
being
server
banned.
issues.
Maybe
Damn
we'll
it.
be banned before you know it.
Band? Ban is a roll-on. Oh, moving
Mm.
along. Yeah. Graham
Mm.
Z Dorkette, which, yeah, I
Hey,
thought I'd be a little
Ramsey.
bit on the creative side, and yeah,
Oh.
just very little
Mm.
creative. Jay Dredd is here, sharing his
Eh,
special brand of loveliness. And
yeah.
Jehovah One is here, as well as Juana Taco. And to round out the crew, the one, the only, the Kazoo is in the house. So hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. And welcome to the Dork Table. And if you wish to join in or whatever, just let me know. I will give you my Skype addy and we'll addy you in. So,
Maybe.
okay, the best news is that I'm going to put in a bid to build a few miles of border wall. Oh, good job, J Dread. You know, you do realize that when you put walls up, it not only keeps people out, it also keeps you in.
Eh, I
Just throwing
lost.
that out there.
Oh, I don't know. I don't pay attention to hands. He's insane. And look at it like this, right? If I'm in today and my today is so bad, I've got to count the days until things are going to start getting better. Wow. That's a lot of todays that are going to suck because I believe something that's probably not true in the first place.
Yeah, because you're waiting for something else to happen that to make your days better. Whereas with me, and my brother and I were
Yeah.
talking about that this morning, you know,
What?
when I open my eyes in the morning, it's like it's going to be a good day. And why is it going to be a good day? Cuz my eyes opened. That's why. You know, and anything after that just makes it even better, you know? I get up and get the dogs out the front door so they can go to the bathroom and they haven't left any messes in the house. Hey, bonus. I can make
Uh,
it to the bathroom and I haven't made a
uh,
mess on the floor. Bonus round. The rest of the
ha
day is
ha
gravy.
ha.
So, you know,
I know. Yeah, but I know this stuff.
yes, I know
I'm
you
not
know this stuff.
psychic or any. I'm not even psychic. I just pay attention.
Oh, see?
It's amazing. It's amazing how boring life can be when you pay attention and then you can just number people's comments. Oh, number three. Okay, got it.
There you go.
And I can pick out a better color to play on my game.
Moose Dork! Yay, Moose
So,
Dork! So,
and as I've mentioned before on the Dork Table,
uh-huh.
I do not reside in America any further. I've been way away. So
Uh-huh.
now I'm in Denmark, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I am not Mr. Social. I do not care for people. They're, I'm burnt the fuck out on people because when you come right down to it,
Mm-hmm.
half of them are freaking insane because they believe in everything I don't believe in.
Uh-huh.
Okay, to make a long story short,
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking back from the grocery today, and there's a guy doing something, sweeping in front of the train station cigarette store where I go.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, I just felt like talking to him, which doesn't happen. And the conversation went from hello to dogs to smokables to, yeah, come on down to the house.
Ah.
And and here I sit after the event. We came, we did drugs, we talked about life, and he went on his way to where
Mm.
he lives, and no trouble. See, so this internet life that I read about with all the negative and fighting and riots and problems, we were just laughing because there's one cop car to handle the 60 miles of territory here. So when somebody's smoking something on the street or whatever, and they call the police on them,
Mm-hmm.
the police tell them, "Well, take a picture and send it to us, and we'll deal with it."
Ah. Yeah.
and and who's going to do that? Because then you open up a can of worms. Now you're sending the police shit, and you're opening the door for the police to send you shit, like visitors.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's the same fucking racket here as it is there. The point being that I left out was this guy was born and raised here. So he says, we just told him we didn't need it. We'll handle it ourselves. So now when you call the police expect the people here to say, they tell them, no, just handle it yourself. We're busy. Unless it's a serious thing, and that's so rare up here, it doesn't really account for much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
And there's no Sheriff Dillon in town here or nothing. There's no badass ass or people running around doing anything. It's just normal life, and we all seem to get along just fine. And then I read the internet, and wow.
Yeah. Well, the internet
But
is just I mean, it's
But
something that you can either sit there and go, "Oh, it's all real," or you can go, "Nah." What I like about the internet is when I've had enough, I can
yeah.
turn it off and walk
Well,
away.
okay, but we're on it now, so that's kind of a mute point. What I was getting at more than anything else was that in person, people have lost the ability to associate with each other, you know, and
Yeah.
it takes to actually interact with other people in real life. You got to leave your cell phone at home and go out and face the fucking world without it.
Yes.
And when I do it, you guys seem happy with what you're doing for, well, except for the next few months that aren't so hot. But I don't have to wait a few months for things to get better. They're already fine now. And attribute that idea to I don't recognize their fucking government. I don't live where I've got government or institution breathing down my fucking throat in the first place. But that's available for everybody, but they're all crowded together, like herded in pens and shit, and they don't realize it.
Yeah.
They're being controlled to make a few families very, very wealthy, and they won't accept that as a truth. So we do all this other shit instead.
And that whole wealthy thing, I wonder how
Yeah.
part of me thinks that's not even real. I mean, sure, they have a lot of brightly colored scraps of paper.
Oh, come on. I'd like to have my own personal ball washer, but I'll bet my wife wouldn't like me to have one.
Yeah.
If I was wealthy enough to afford it, maybe I would. But
Well,
would it be worth risking your marriage over hey? But that's come on, think about it. That's wealth is not what we know, it's what we imagine.
yeah.
And then people all they talk about as far as these wealthy people, pedophilia and just stupid fucking nonsense that when you take away all that, you have this is an illegal banking system that's just it's designed to do what it does. And every time they tell you they have a problem, you believe it. It was planned. They planned this shit.
Well, yeah, they
They're
tell you they
planning.
have a problem, and then they tell you, but you have to fix it. We don't have to fix ours, but you have to fix
Right.
ours. It's always
Right.
that. And that's, I think, the base problem with a lot of people is they're so busy believing
Mm.
that, someone else has to fix their problem because all of the big supposed, powerful people or what have you get into trouble and we have to pick up the tab. So they think
Mm.
that mindset works both ways that, oh, when we get in trouble, they're going to pick us up and dust us off and tell us it's okay. There you go, little precious little snowflake.
Well, okay, but what I can't really understand, it's all promises. No matter how you slice it, no matter what your paper is or is not backed by, it's just trading commodities. It doesn't matter if the money's real or not.
No, it doesn't because
because
it's all
because
just
the transactions are going to go on one way or the other, but the point I've tried to bring attention to is the game that they choose to play is filled chock full of thieves and liars and backstabbers that are just after what they want and not concerned about us, and us don't know how to fight it. Us thinks we call Congress collect and they'll fix it. No, Congress is the fucking group of pricks that made this way, but told you something different.
yeah, and also told you that you're responsible for all the repercussions of their
What they're doing. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And as a country, we fall for it time after fucking time. And I was reading on here earlier, oh, things will be so much better and so and so. Well, if they're so bad now that you got to look forward to January or February, whatever, that's not good living. Man, that's terrible life. I wouldn't want that. And then what if, here's the other side of that coin, you show me one time one president ever promised anybody and came through, except Kennedy, and they shot him, and that was just for the money. He did a lot of other shit that nobody wanted him to do.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if maybe that's not the little, oh well, we'll just let them play like, we'll let them feel like they actually do something until they actually do something that steps on their toes. And then it's like, oh, wait a minute, you just stepped on my toe. I think I'm going to smush you.
Well, I think it all goes back to if things get too big, they're not manageable. There you
Yes.
go. Well, that's what they want. See, they got capitalism. I heard Grim was talking about it last night on the Freakers Ball, and I agree with him. They've got capitalism interpreted badly. People think they know what it is, but they don't. What they're doing is not capitalist. It's different. It's a branch of it. It's like a perversion of capitalism. And it's unethical as fuck, but it's not illegal. And knowing that, how the fuck can you play that game knowing that? How could you support that in any fucking way? And I've grown this angry, of course, towards it, being away from it for the 5 years, because my perspective has changed looking at it because I'm not in it. I don't have the Mona Lisa syndrome anymore. Hey, you know what, Mary? I got a joke for you. Let get it off this serious shit for a minute. I'm
Okay.
getting a little I'm getting a little pissy even for me. But anyway, back in the days in the night, well, maybe it wasn't the 90s. It was the early 2000s, the first 5 or 6 years of that. And I was with some friends, and they had just had a baby boy, and they
Uh-huh.
had a daughter. They have a daughter, and they have a baby boy. And Will, the daughter's stepfather, and the baby's dad, and all that kind of. So Will says to the daughter, "Hey, throw me a diaper." So the little girl throws him a diaper, and it doesn't even come close. And he looks up and he says, "You throw like a girl." She starts barking at him. "Well, I am a girl, Daddy." And he says, "Oh, right. How do you know that?" And she says, "Well, I've got long hair." And he looks over at me and he goes, "Well, so does Lou. What does that got to do with it?" And then she stands up like Superman stance
Uh-huh.
and points her fingers in, like this, the finger pointing
Uh-huh.
at her crotch, and she screams at her dad, "Does a China mean anything to you?" Mm.
A China, huh?
Wow. Well, there you go. She was doing her best, and we were laughing so hard she thought she was funny. And she was, but she didn't know why, because that's what word she'd come up with for what they were talking. Grown-ups said.
Oh yeah.
It's 5 years old or so. Well, come on, it's just a little girl, but it was one of the funniest. Anyway,
That is
that
funny.
kid was. It was funny. That kid had a sense of humor. I got another. I was at dinner with a friend of mine. We were doing remodels and he lived in Oakland. Had a nice wife and two little girls, Sarah and Carolyn, and the little one was named Sarah. And we're sitting there having dinner, and everybody's all polite. And the little tiny Sarah looks up over the table at her mom and says, out of the fucking blue, "Mommy, why do mans have tails?"
So that we can
And
drag them around.
well, I don't know. Steve was her dad was at the house taking a shower, and she walked in the bathroom to ask him something, and that's as far as he knew it went. And then at dinner, she's asking that of her mom instead of asking Steve at the time. It's just children being children, but they're funny as hell.
Yes, they are. They have such a unique, well, I don't know that I want to say unique, but they have a very um, uncluttered perspective, I think. Because kids just, I mean, they just see and then they speak. And that's one of those things that when I was a mom, and
Mhm.
raising my kids, yeah, a lot of that stuff it was funny, but I couldn't be really funny, and really laugh at it because it was okay. You got to be the mom here and all that other fun stuff. But now that my grandkids, and they say a
Uh,
lot of the similar things, being
uh,
a Grammy is just such a bonus
Awesome.
round
Yeah.
because you can sit there and chuckle out loud at the silly
Pleasure and
things that you had
revenge.
to be the adult about when your kids were
Yeah.
little. And so, yeah.
The wheel turns, Edith. Yeah, it turns.
Yes, it does.
What a surprise, huh?
Yeah.
But so you're visiting with your brother. Okay, that's what I mean. Is me and you out
Mhm.
of the group on the out of the RLM chat, right?
Uh-huh.
Moose, Grimnir. There's I can name people, but the people that identify with our lifestyle, the mental image that they may or may not have,
Mhm.
Hands would Hands would love to live where I live, but Hands wouldn't last here because nobody believed him, so he wouldn't stay.
Yeah.
People would just know. There's no police to call when you get a boo boo on your finger, and
Yeah.
no, uh-uh. This is a yeah, it's a tough place, but it's a friendly. It's not like you're walking into a biker bar and people stare at you. It's different. There's just that you're not from here look.
Yeah. Yeah.
they they're in a tribe. They know their own kind. And there's other people that have assimilated into this society here, but even they don't mix with me.
Yeah.
I haven't I haven't been in this area long enough to prove I'm going to stay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how small a town. Okay, now you understand that mentality because that's the area. That's what you live in.
Yeah. The small
You live
town
in a
mentality. Yeah.
Yeah, you live in a city. You might not know anybody you live around. It's gotten that bad. People are that distrusting.
And that's just really sad, I think, that
Mm.
you don't know who your neighbors are. I mean, you're all living in these little beehives
It's
and you
encouraged, Mary,
I
by
know.
by the city, by the government and the media. That 90% of what you hear is bullshit and exaggeration.
Mhm.
And the 10% that is true, if that was all they had to present you with, you wouldn't listen to it because it's boring. The truth, think about all right, if you're not an egomaniac, all right, and
Uh-huh.
you're just a normal fuck on the planet like me, how many murders did you participate in today? None. How many bank robberies did you see today? None. You know, uh, where was all the excitement? Nowhere. I met a guy. We smoked some pot or some hash, and he took off. That was my day. My wife just went and took the dog for a bit, to give me a little peace and quiet on here. So Hannah's not trying to get on the air.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about it. In your normal day, there's really nothing fucking happening unless you get into that. I'm going to go make something happen, and that's not the people that are claiming to be here.
Yeah.
I don't take this crowd as the type that's going to meet at the fucking bar and go take on the other bar because somebody, did something. These aren't those kind of people. But that's the way some of these people are with government and authority. And they really seem to believe that authority is their friend and has their back. And I'm going to tell you this right up until the moment you need them, they got your back.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't really, and some of these people really harp on the research and all this horseshit, but they don't seem to do it themselves because I don't even believe in the Supreme Court, right?
Yeah.
But even the Supreme Court says the police do not have a duty to protect the population. Whether I agree with them or not doesn't matter because they're the police's boss and they're making the guidelines for them to play by.
Okay, they're the police's boss because everybody believes that they're the police's boss, but
Ding, ding, ding. You win. Yeah, you're right. Whoopee. Being right. What did that just get you being right?
sitting here in my computer chair with my lap throw and
You got your flannel. Is that flannel? You
yeah,
said
I
you're
got my
doing.
flannel jammies on.
You're doing your dyke imitation.
Yeah, well, okay, do dykes wear flannel jammies with snowflakes all over them? I
I
don't
I would. You know what? And here's what I really like about society is they really believe you can identify a book by the cover.
I know, isn't that funny?
No, it's not. It is far from funny. No, because if I did that, I would have not met some of the most interesting people I've ever known.
And see, that's why I think it's funny. It's and not in a ha ha way. It's just funny as in
Oh,
odd and
ironic. Okay.
unusual.
Yeah, ironic. No, all right. Man, being literal to stop. Man, hold it. Okay. Wow. I was slipping out of my dorkiness and getting into that serious shit that I don't like.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
I think I'll have a shot and fucking forget all about it.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, Dave and I didn't even have any alcoholic beverages last night. We just sat here and shot the breeze, and
Mm,
he had
get
some
caught up.
tea and
Mm. A civilized conversation without no name calling.
oh, Moosey. My
Oh,
Saturdays are pretty much if I can get away with it, if I don't have to go anywhere on Saturdays. Saturdays are my day to stay in jams day.
yeah. I'm gonna go put my pants on. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. yeah, I pretty much sit around in my flannels at least this
Mm,
time of year cuz damn. And my brother last night, it was so freaking funny.
mm.
I was doing some cleaning around the house. I don't know why. I got a wild hair and decided to start dusting things. It's like, really?
Really?
What the hell? I know, it was scary.
Did you write the date on in blood on the wall so you'd remember it ever happened?
no, I didn't.
Cut your fingers so you would never forget this one. You have a scar to prove it and everything.
Nope, nope. Well, in any
Okay,
case,
so I interrupted. You were dusting,
I
blah
was
blah blah.
dusting things, and I noticed that my little electronic thermostat thingy wasn't functioning, and
Oh,
so I went, well, what the hell? So I put new batteries in it,
uh-oh.
and I was just kind of and wandered off. Now that was a couple days ago. Well, Thursday morning, I thought, it's kind of chilly in here. What the hell? But didn't really think of it because, yeah, I looked at my little thermostat. Yeah, it's working. It's all good. And then yesterday morning, I thought, damn, it really is kind of chilly in here. What the hell? But didn't really think anything of it. Just kind of puttered around the house. Well, last night, Dave was sitting there and we were talking after we'd eaten some pizza, and he goes, it's kind of chilly in here. And I thought, you're right. It is. I thought it was just me. So I went over and I looked at my little thermostat thing and I thought, what the hell? So I turned it up because it was on 62. And I kept pushing the button to turn it up and it just wasn't turning up. And I looked off to the side and apparently I had turned it off. So I had no heat or cool going on. It was just telling me what the temperature was in the house. So he and I had a nice little chuckle last night over me having, as we call it, a mom
A
moment.
blonde moment, yeah.
Well, a mom moment around our family.
Okay, well, I wouldn't
And
say that.
yeah, I turned the thermostat on it, and now it's actually 67 degrees in the house.
Yeah.
I know, but
Cool.
it was like, oh, what a total dork. I mean, yeah, I
But
was prepping for the dork table Wednesday
you're happy.
already.
But you're happy.
Yes, I am.
Last night you not were happy. Ooh. Boy,
No.
not you were happy at all. Whew.
Yeah, I were not. I have zero tolerance for people that are behaving a certain way and accusing everyone else of behaving the way of being what their behavior is showing that they are.
Well, it's all a matter of interpretation. Because you'll get that same, what you just explained is what Hans goes through when I voice my opinion about something he doesn't agree with. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just like him with his grating fucking Trump bullshit. You're gonna be crying just like everybody did about Obama sooner or later. I just outweigh you. It won't matter. And as far as the Queen of Denmark, I don't give two flying fucks about her one way or the other. But you can accuse me all you like because I've seen your type sometimes, and you say the most ridiculous shit. It's funny. Some maybe like 10 years from now, when you've gone, I'll tell stories about you, and they'll be funny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like I do now about the little girl in China and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because that was some funny shit, man.
Oh yeah, it
You
was.
can't pay people. The life is so good to me. You can't pay people to be funny as much as I've seen just because I've been there and shit happened. If you pay attention and you look for the good stuff, sometimes you find it. Not
Yep.
all the time, but today has been a good day.
Hey, welcome aboard, Cowboy Tech.
Hey, CT, what's up? He's
Yeah.
gonna be. He might not be listening yet, but yeah, I see his name in lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh, everybody balks when you disagree with them because we all live in the same fucking sense of the illusion that we're right. I don't give a fuck if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I'm not talking about me being right. I'm talking about the society that we live in is a fraud and you're all being fucked in the ass by it. And if you support it in any fucking way, don't complain about the shit that happens. Go with it. You're asking for it. You're demanding it.
oh well,
You're
I don't
you're
think she
voting
was.
for it. She or he or it. I don't care. I'm just being general.
I know,
Not
but you
picking
know
on
what?
any one person. I don't
Everybody
give a shit.
does. Everybody does balk from time to time, just
Yeah, that's
because.
I'm agreeing with that. Yeah.
Yeah. And Rob says he never balks; he just laughs. And I've seen some that the
Uh,
way I interpreted it, it was a balking. But hey,
yeah,
I'm a
it's all
bulking, you're a
subjective.
bulking, he's a bulking, she's a bulking. Wouldn't you like to
Right.
be a bulker too?
Cuz if I took you seriously
Uh
at
huh.
about your opinions about shit, I don't think me and you would have been friends this long because I would be bitching at you about how I think you should think or feel. And what kind of fucking nonsense is that? I don't care what you think or feel. I care how you treat me.
Yeah.
And you treat everybody like you treat me. You're nice to them until they stick you in the eye with something, and then you fight.
Yeah.
And then even then, you're still not much of a fighter. You're like Cirque. You'll wait until, I can't do this. I'm done. Once the I'm done's there, it's good. But fuck, it takes you forever. Like the fight, like the fight that me and you and Cirque had about cause all that time. I mean, oops, I didn't mean that out. Did I say that out loud? Yeah,
Yes, you
well,
did.
fuck it. About that guy. And it took me a long time to beat that fucking guy, but I finally won. Ta-da. I was so proud of myself.
Moosey's balking. Bawk, 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 bawk.
Which she's Oh, you know what? All this arguing about it is it's just to distract you from having a good day so that you don't do something with your time that's more enjoyable, more pleasurable, you
You
know?
know what? And I do. Some of this stuff, whether it's a perverse kind of wow pleasure,
Mm.
where you just kind of look at something and go, holy crap, and you actually are able to function, you know, and I do admit I have that running around in the back of my mind from time to time. I see some shit that gets posted in the chat, and I'm
Oh,
in the
oh,
back of my
oh.
mind, I'm going,
Yeah.
dang,
Yeah.
you function in
Yeah.
society, and that's the way. Wow, and then I just kind of sit there and giggle or what have you because I'm
Mm.
feeling a little bit better than. And then I realize, holy crap, you know
Yeah.
what? I
There you
do
go.
the same
Don't
damn
ask.
shit, and other people give me the same frickin' look. And then I
Ex-
really get to giggling because I think, oh, Lord, we're all messed in the head.
exactly. There you go. All right. And somehow, all right. Now you managed to have a sense of humor about this, okay?
Uh huh.
And somehow, even I have managed to keep a giggle outside the house. I have a laugh out in the street. So I haven't lost complete contact with humanity yet. I haven't separated myself from the herd so much that I'm constantly on an electronic device to not have to deal with other people. Because that's how I see this. Is if you're on the internet, you're not communicating with somebody else. It's kind of, but not really.
And yet, if you're not out in society because
Mm.
for whatever reason, um,
Yeah.
communicating with people out in society, then at least you're communicating with people on the internet. There are benefits to it. There are some people that they just flat ass cannot I don't know if it's shy or what, but they have a
Mm.
hard time talking to people face to face. But man, you put a keyboard in front of them and a chat room, and they
Oh,
just go wild. And I
oh.
find that fascinating as hell. Because I mean, and I know I've said it before, I deal with
Mm.
the general public on a daily basis
Oh
during the
yeah,
work week.
it's
And
lovely.
and sometimes it's very entertaining and very enjoyable, and sometimes it's differently entertaining, and sometimes it's just a fucking learning experience. So you just kind of, but by the time I get home at the end of the day, it's like I am home. And unless Mr. Tauber comes out and wants to jibber jabber with me, or my other neighbor across the street wants to jibber jabber with me, I don't talk to anybody because I am talked out with,
Mm.
dealing with
Mm.
people all
Mm.
day long. So,
Yeah.
if I come home and I get on the internet, I still feel like I'm kind of sort of in touch with people, and
Yeah.
the wonderful
Yeah.
thing about the internet is I get to choose who I interact with. If I don't want to interact with someone, if Hans is
Mm.
pissing me off, I ignore him.
Yeah. Yeah. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
He
if
doesn't listen. He only talks.
yeah, or if someone
Yeah.
on Book or whatever
Yeah.
other site is pissing me
Mhm.
off, I ignore them. Or if I go to a link that pisses me off, I close the frickin' link. I have
Well,
control over what I put in front of my face.
boy, you act like your life is all about you.
It is, damn it.
No, it's not. I just
Nah.
said I said different. There you go.
My
I'm right.
life
No,
is all
I've
about
just
me.
decided. Fuck it. I'm running the world now. We're gonna run it my way. Constant truth from all you butt nuggets. Everybody, show me the money. We'll start with that one. Mm. Anyway,
Show you
and
the
I'm
money.
gonna
You know what I did this morning? I cleaned out my
no.
wallet. That's
Uh
how
oh.
exciting my life is.
Good lord.
After my brother left, I cleaned out my
Mm.
wallet and balanced my
Oh.
checkbook, and I
Mm.
have jars that I put quarters and dimes and nickels and
Yeah.
pennies, and my
Yeah.
quarter jar is just about full. So I haven't decided if I want to just go to a bigger jar or if I want to roll it all up and take it to the bank. I haven't decided yet. But
Mm.
that's the excitement of my world.
Wow.
I
See that?
know.
All right, and that's what I mean. People like to live exciting lives, and they don't want to admit that their life is just very dull and boring and mundane, and nothing fucking ever happens on the street I live on. And then the ones that do have that does happen, that shit doesn't hardly ever involve them. They just either saw it or heard about it. So back to I'm in this room where there's no violence or I don't see anything.
Yeah,
So there you go. I'm just assuming from common sense that if it's not happening to me, it doesn't exist for me.
there
And
you
it might
go.
exist for other people, but I'm not involved. So they've got us all convinced though by the documents that prove who owns you that you're responsible for bits of shit going on in all over different places of the world.
Mhm.
And I'm getting to the point where blaming each other doesn't change anything. That keeps the fucking illusion alive.
Yeah.
And I'm living up to, whether you believe me or not, Hans, and whoever out there that doesn't like this, uh, I live my life. I don't talk about it being one way and then do something else. My life is exactly the way I say it, and it's very comfortable. And I think that's because that's what I bring to it. I don't feel much different now than I did in North Carolina. Just because I was aware of the trap, blah blah blah, didn't make me feel anything. I didn't feel anything about it until I saw them doing it to the degree they're doing it now, and I'm way away. So now it's like, hey, you're fucking with my people over there, because I
Mhm.
got family and children and whatnot in America.
Yeah. Oh, I saw Moosey said that she also has jars of coins. Last
Mm.
year, this time of year, I actually rolled up my quarters, and that's what I used to buy Christmas for my grandkids. And I still had enough left to sock a couple of bills away. So, you know, that
Ta-da!
so my quarter collection is rebuilding after last year this time. But hey,
Yeah.
I didn't nothing got put on a credit card or any of that fun shit. I had enough quarters to cover my Christmas expenses. That's the way I look at it, cuz I don't spend my change when I like go to the store or what have you. I just give them the next dollar up, or like give them a 10 or what have you. And then that
Mm.
change just accumulates, and it was getting to the point where my wallet was getting quite heavy. And so I
Wow.
decided to empty out the coin part of it. And so
You thought
yeah,
you were carrying your bowling bag, right?
yeah, I did. So,
Mm.
I emptied it
I
out,
yes.
and it's taken
I
me almost a year to fill my quarter jar again. So,
You've inspired a question I want to ask of Grimnir. Hey,
okay.
Grim, just give me an okay on the keyboard if you're paying attention. I want to ask you a money question. You might have a better answer than Mary will. No okay there? I was hoping to
Well, we
get.
have a little
Oh,
bit of a delay.
oh, yeah, that. Well, anyway, I'll ask the question. If you want to answer it, you feel free. And it's this. Mary brought up the coins, and I started to think about, wow, the what it costs to make them and what it costs to transport them. I'll bet they lose money in the long run by using the coins the way they use them.
Now, I actually heard a couple years ago that it costs like 3.2 or something like that cents to make penny.
Huh.
And that's why they were actually thinking about phasing out the pennies.
Hmm.
And they had a
Oh,
big
okay, yeah,
backlash about that.
right, right. So I'm correct there though, right? You have experience. You knew. I
Yeah.
figured Grim would. Yeah, well, you're good with. I thought of Grim because it was money, and I don't. Am I being sexist here? Holy
Oh
shit!
my God.
I excluded you because you think like a girl.
Oh, Kate, I have had my purse like that
Oh,
before, and it is so freaking funny.
mm.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
and
had to
Grim,
go
Grim
ahead
just
and click the seat belt thingy on.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, I
Grim
see it.
just popped me, and I'm going to
Yeah.
say it one more time, but I'm going to ask it different, maybe.
Okay.
Uh, do we lose money using coins under the present application of using coins? Is there an affordable way to do it, and they've fucked it all up with burying it in transportation and handling fees? That's what I was curious about because I heard we were, I heard they were losing money by printing just because they handle it so badly. Beyond the value of the shit, just waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed to bankrupt the but oh, using only coins. Hey, that's it. I don't know enough about money, but just the way that goes, I would say, whoa, that's worth checking into. See, Grimm's the money guy, and he's outside the box. You're in the box still, Mary. In my reality, because you still play every day.
Yeah.
You
But
still
that's
on
by
Facebook.
choice. That's by
No, 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 no.
choice.
I'm not
Yeah.
picking. I'm not picking a fight here. I'm
I
just
know.
saying the things that make me feel that way are based on because you do a great balancing act. I commend you 100% for that. I don't think I could do as well as you do, and not go crazy.
Who says I'm not already? and you
No,
and
no,
you just happen to like my
no,
version of crazy.
no. Well, sometimes I don't. I give you the pre Dork Table uh, assessment of your behavior the night before.
Yes, you do.
Because I do a show with you and I say, hey, you sounded like you were this way last night. What's going on? And we talk about it, and then we go into this, so I have some direction, know what we're going to do for the 2 hours.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just give you control and just sit back and let you do what you're going to do. Today I'm doing what I want to do. I don't know. I feel pushy and bossy. I'm feeling very American today. You know what I mean?
Uh
And then
huh.
I woke up the other morning yelling at circles. Poor thing. I said, Denmark. I thought it was in fucking Delaware all this time.
Well, they both start with a D-E.
That that's right. And then I had to tell her this other really horrible secret. I might as well tell everybody else too. You guys might not know this, but I'm not Danish.
Well, I knew you weren't a pastry.
Mm. No, but the Danes are they're just like everybody else. They're people. Every people I ever meet, whatever tribe you're from, I don't ever have a problem with the people. I have a problem with the government. And those people seem to always have the same problem with their government that I have with their government. And they have the same problem with mine that I did. So we seem to fall together. And outside of, I don't know how to attribute it, to anything more than my intentions bring me my results.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a car accident right in front. See this curtain right here,
Uh huh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right out the window, right?
Uh huh.
Somebody's trailer had fallen off their car, and the guy couldn't stop in time, and he hit it. And right in front of the house, crash, boom. There's no sirens through this whole thing.
Uh
Okay.
huh.
The ambulance comes, the police come, flashing lights, sitting in front of the house for about an hour, and I'm sitting here smoking on my pipe, playing on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was shot. Nobody was stabbed, killed. Um, Nothing. Just cleaned up their mess and put the guy in the hospital or whatever and cleaned up the car and left. Very civilized of them, I thought. They didn't come knocking on the door. Hey, we smell smoke.
I smell
What?
marijuana.
Well, right. But even if the police came here, if that's not why they came here for, they can't do shit about that.
Yeah.
This ain't America. I'm actually
Yeah.
living I'm actually living under the freaking laws I grew up hearing about that they were taken away. And now where I live, they live that way. The cops say,
Ah.
they're nice to in Copenhagen years ago.
Hey,
I
Elmer.
s- I seen this video link to it,
Yeah, I'm
but
on the. My brother just showed up. Yeah, I'm on the Dork
hey,
Show.
Elmer. So, hey, what's up?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
Flash Rooney. He's saying, "Hey, what's up?" He
Anyway,
can't hear you
so
because I got my headphones
yeah, I
on.
get headphones on. I know I do this with Cirque all the time. But then I got the mic, and you can hear what she says, and then I got you. Then what you do? You raise your voice so she'll hear you better through my headphones. It's like being a sandwich for
Oh,
real.
you get to be the Lou sandwich, huh?
Mm.
A
Hey,
Louish.
what a way to go! I've got a charmed life. I don't know. No matter what, fall in a bucket of shit and come out smelling like a rose.
There you
It's
go.
just can't be anything more than intention. I mean, luck, I don't know. Depends on how I see it's all subjective, right? The person doing it has an opinion of it, and the person watching it being done has an opinion of it. And then there's other dimensions of that. So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It really
It's like
it's a matter of perspective. What
yeah,
side of it that you are viewing it from.
that's why I like Larry Wood so much is he was on a pedestal at one time and he decided to step off it and look at things from a is this possible perspective instead of that can't happen, I know it, because that can't happen, I know it is a sure way for it to never happen.
Ah, yeah.
Right.
Okay,
If
just
well, once you say you're not going to look for something or oh, you're doing I'm
that's
stalling
my
for
mom. No,
Mary.
that's okay. David, can you talk to
Cuts her.
mom for me? Oh,
Oh, her mom called.
well,
How
my mom.
sweet.
Yeah, mom keeps calling.
Well, that's
So
good.
yeah.
You know,
Well, mother is just
well,
not mother.
well, exactly. But I mean, what hmm, you
I
would
don't think
kind of
I.
I'm 57. My mom still calls me every week or two, see how I'm
Okay,
doing.
let me see.
Yeah. And
Well.
that poor old lady's all bored of me already. How's it going? Oh, good. What are you doing? Nothing. Nah, I don't. I don't brag to her about what I do or don't do. I just make it as simple and, everything's good, easy. She's old. She just wants to say hi and be, recognized, just like the rest of us. So I think it was Beth that put up here about everybody wants attention, or some people want attention. And yeah, I I've thought about this. I don't think I do the dork table because I want attention or I do it by myself. I do this so that I could get other people to go, fuck, let's take a break from the normal shit and go see what the wackadoodles are doing.
There you go.
I'm not insulted by hands. Hands is 90% of the people I know is hands. Relations, ex relations, the whole nine yards. So I'm used to that. It's just heartbreaking with all the knowledge at your fingertips that you actually believe any of that's real.
Well, and see
Wow.
that was one of the discussions that David and I were having last night was that so many people are out there with their blinders on and they're sitting there telling
Mm-hmm.
you, you just don't understand what I see. You're not seeing what I see. And we're looking at them and maybe we have our own blinders on as well, but our blinders are, at least from our perspective, way out here in the periphery. And we're going, no, but you do not see what I see. So
Mm.
I think everybody has their own blinders. It just kind of depends on if they're really, really, really close together or if they're way out here back behind your ears. And so you have to actually make an effort to turn your head and.
Oh, let me tell Beth. Yeah, it was. Some people need attention. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. No, no, no. I don't. I misspeak. I misspeak all the fucking time. It's the worst thing I do. But the idea was, uh, somebody else was saying shit for attention, and I agreed with it, but I didn't agree with it verbally. I was thinking one thing and said another.
Yeah. Well, I.
My mind wandered through the thought, and I just got all fucked up in it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was about Hans just saying shit to be the center of attention, or Jose. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. Well, it was you and
Jose.
I prior to the show because I said
Yeah.
some people even negative attention is still attention and they just
Yeah.
need to have that attention.
Right. And it just brought okay, and it brought me to ego land, and I thought, wow, maybe I'm doing this dork table just. And then I thought about it. But when you're not around, I'm always scrounging for somebody to help me through it because I don't want it to just be about me.
Yeah,
We've had a little bit, a little bit of interaction. Not it's not overwhelming, but enough. There's a balance here. So people want to get, like last week, Moose wanted to get in here
uh huh.
because she had a problem with Jose. Well, you know, in my mind, okay, these are the illusions that are destroying the crap that we do, and I don't like to fuel them. You know, I- hmm. So
Yeah,
I don't I don't agree or disagree with him one way or the other. He's just telling me what he thinks. And he's not even doing a job of it that I'm interested in, so I don't listen to him.
yeah,
Uh, I don't know, Grim. I probably do horrible. It depends on the person. Some people think because I smoke, I'm a terrible, horrible human being. And, some people think that because I have a dog living inside my house, that I'm a horrible human being. I don't know. It's subjective. I don't give a fuck what people think. I care what they do. And the proof is in the pudding. I can sit in my living room and smoke a pipe load with the police with flashing lights right outside my house and not worry about it. Got nothing to do with me. And that's how I wanted to live. And that's how I lived when I was growing up. And then it stopped when I was about 15 and the intrusion really got heavy and started to realize that, hey, man, you can't tell me what to do. I'll do what I fucking want. Oh yeah, I'd look up at people all the time, and then my brother or somebody would go, "Hey, just leave them alone. Don't do it. Get out of my face before I get pissed." Whoa, who is this little fucker? Oh,
that's just
yeah,
flasher.
right. But there was a time, and now what it's evolved into. But because I see, maybe that's what about Hans is that I see that I'm so repelled at, is that I see the beating he took to get where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
And I was lucky to avoid that one.
Yeah, but you know what? You can have people in the same situation taking the same kind of beating or the same kind of bullshit and come out with two
Yeah.
completely different perspectives on the situation.
Oh, like my belief about the Muslims. I think the Muslims and the Jews and the Catholics and the Buddhists and all that stuff, all those groups, they're just groups.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't recognize them and you don't do any, if you don't interchange, interact, what the fuck? Who cares? So then when I meet people, the first and foremost fucking thought in my mind isn't, God damn it, I hope they're not certain race. No, they're people. I see somebody, I nod at them, and then after the engagement, then I go, oh, hey, I just nodded at another Muslim. I'll chalk that on my board. A good thing, because I don't care, and I don't think they care. Not the people here, wherever I'm at,
Now, see,
but
you're a religionist or whatever. Is that a
I don't
word?
know.
No, it's not. But yeah, because, oh, look.
It's only real if I believe it's real. I've got a choice. I
And
can
see,
be a
that
Jew or I cannot be a Jew.
that was the
That-
thing that
There you go.
Jose was trying to nail Grimmy with yesterday was, because Grim got on there and he was explaining how, where he grew up and the people that lived around him and that he was friends with all of these people. And this is the way I interpret it. Grim's getting on there telling where he grew up, people that lived around him, all that other fun shit. Just basically talking about people in his youth. And
Mhm.
then Jose jumps in and goes, and you know what I heard out of that? I heard that, I have friends that are Hispanic. He went there right
Yeah.
off the bat. And it's like,
Yeah.
dude, wow. Okay, because what I heard was Grim talking about where he grew up and his
Mm.
neighbors and how they had block parties and shit. It
Mm.
sounded quite normal to me. And you
Let
had
me
to
ask.
go and throw that whole. Oh, so
Let
you're.
me ask you a question.
What's that?
Okay. Okay. Do you think arrogance has any way to recognize what country you're from?
See, and I don't even really know that it's necessarily arrogance. I
Oh,
I
wait,
think
wait.
it's
Okay.
insecurity disguised as arrogance.
All right, but okay, we'll recognize it. We'll title it. This is a Dork Table. We
Yeah.
we make the rules as we go. Fuck them. Anyway, so okay, we're gonna call it Eric to give it a name. You can call it what you like. You can
Yeah.
call it spaghetti for all I
Yeah.
give a fuck. But through this conversation, his behavior hit me. He is arrogant. Okay.
Yes,
My
he is.
question is, do you really believe that he's a arrogant Mexican, or do you just believe, oh, he's an arrogant man?
I just think he's an arrogant ass.
Okay. Now, but the way he speaks and the way he brings up the Mexican makes me think, and my father, because my father, he reminds me of that arrogant fucking Mexican I grew up under. And wow, I'll tell you, they are some fucking, they're bullies.
Huh. Well, and I know, and so I think that's a cultural thing. It's not a racist thing. It's not a
Well,
racial
right.
thing.
Right. But
It's a
okay, and I'm
cultural
saying,
thing.
all right, you see an arrogant man, and I see, because of the way he spoke, an arrogant Mexican man. He brought it in. I didn't bring it in. I didn't give a fuck if he's from LA or TJ. It don't matter to me. Both the same fucking place as far as I'm concerned.
Ah. Well,
But,
I see that
you
they're
know,
bringing up pastafarians over here in the chat. And by golly,
I don't
arr! It's not Friday, but I can still talk like a pirate. Arr! May you be touched
I,
with his noodly goodness.
I still like the story about me and Tao in the Pastafarian picture.
Oh, those
To this day,
those
I
pics were
just
fun.
but I can't never not right, but I can never not think about that without thinking about the other one.
Yeah.
It's like they're connected.
Yeah.
Bummer. It's like a good thing and a bad thing both at the same time.
Yeah, it
Hey,
is.
balance. Woo!
And you know
Figure.
what? I
But
was I was
uh,
scrolling through my pictures the other day because I was looking for a particular picture, and I ran
mm,
across that picture of myself with the colander on my head, and I went, "Holy crap! I really look like Maxine in that picture."
ouch. Who's Maxine?
The Maxine cartoons. You know, the crazy old lady that has a cigarette hanging out of her mouth and talks to the dog and all that fun shit.
Mm.
It,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I do
yeah,
remember. Yeah. And the
yeah,
dog's all whacked out looking. Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, hey, is it time for the Dork Table's annual President of the Year award?
yeah. We do this monthly,
Well,
right?
I ain't doing it. I just thought it.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like changing the subject to something ridiculous. Do you know I started another page over at the Effman site called the Anarchy Society,
I
and
saw
on
that.
that page, yeah, I can't get other people. I hope I didn't set it up so I'm the only one that can use it. I don't
No,
know, but it's it. I like to make fun of government because I think government is funny.
it is. Not necessarily in a
It,
ha-ha way, but it is funny.
no, it's funny in a ha ha way. It's the way. All right, again, with the way I look at the world, the way I interpret what I see.
Uh-huh.
If a group believes something in mass, that belief gives it legs.
Yeah. You know, like the mass
And then,
delusion thing.
right,
Yeah.
right, right. And then when you have the media and then thugs with police cars and guns and tanks and shit like that to physically show the public, yep, blah, 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 then they're easier to control.
Yeah.
And okay, now here I live in the same fucking mindset with the same, there, it's mostly statist people here, 90%.
Mm-hmm.
But without the police presence, and the difference in the societies is not it with the 90% it's the same. They do the same thing Americans do here.
Yeah, they just don't have quite as obvious a ugly underside, maybe, is what I
Well,
do.
no,
Oh, did you see in the chat?
they're
Betsy said
no, they're
the Dorky Award.
they're
I like that. We need Dorky Awards.
their politics are crooked no matter where you're. They're thieves in power here, just like everywhere else. Bunch of crooks. They just had the decency to not drag them in the EU
Yes, yes.
any further than they did, and the people didn't like that. So but they don't control. They don't control everything as much as they'd like to here. And that's because of the 10% that won't put up with it.
Oh yeah. Well, there's statist and then there's statist light, and maybe you guys are
Hmm.
statist light. I don't know. Is that
I don't see any. See, that's what I mean. I see this. I told Cirque when I was in Copenhagen, what, 3 years ago. Oh, we're coming up on 3 years. So 3 years ago, I'm telling her, wow, in 10 years, this place will look like LA. You won't even know you're in Copenhagen anymore. And here we are in the country. And of course, like I told her, and she's seen the society decline because of the laws enacted by American influence, mostly in the EU.
yeah.
Well, whatever,
Cowboy
whether
has gas. Just had to
well,
put that out there. Cowboy has
fart,
gas. Yeah.
yeah, that fart. That's what he. Okay, let's give him the Dork Award for farting while I was in the middle of a rant.
Yeah. Good job. That is a excellent. That's like an interrupting cow, only
Farts.
pungent.
Wow, he farted while I
Moo!
ran.
I'm being an
I wonder.
interrupting cow. Moo!
Hey, I'll bet I could get an Admiralty court lawyer and sue him for that.
You probably could. Methane release.
Yeah, I've been farted at and insulted on the internet. This is probably worth a good 10 or 20 grand. I'll be a good little Jew and I'll wear my yarmulke on my head and shit. And what the fuck have we become?
How
You
about
ever
I give
wonder
you a
that?
$100,000 bar? Those are actually quite tasty, but I only have them like once in a great
No,
while.
no. How about you don't?
Oh, okay.
Nah, money. I've been trying not to get money
No,
for a
it's not
long time.
money. $100,000 bar is a
I know it's a
candy
candy
bar.
bar. I know it, but you brought that to mind, and now I don't even like money associated with it.
Ah,
Life is not about accumulating shit. If it is, then that's you. It ain't me. And if that's you, what are you doing here? You should be out accumulating shit. You're being a lazy accumulator. You know, if money is your goal and you're listening to me right now, wow, you're lazy.
Ah, well,
Yeah, it's Saturday. There's fortunes to be made out. Suckers up the wazoo out there with pockets full of money. Your job, find them.
no, no, I deal with them on a daily basis. My weekends are
Well,
mine.
I do like the government's way better.
What way's that?
You know? Well, round them up and herd them and fucking tell them a bunch of bullshit and watch them dance.
Ah. Did you know
Well,
that a person farts
well,
an average of 14 times a day? I just had to throw you completely off that. We're talking about government, so,
things
noxious aromas just came to mind. Um,
things to forget. Mary told me 308. But who's keeping track?
not me.
I'm not either. A, a person, wow, that's like Obama and Trump knowledge. I didn't want to know that. Now that I fucking know it,
It's gonna be
what am I gonna
stock.
what am I gonna do? No, no, I've got one of those minds for trivia.
Uh-huh.
You can ask me the most obvious shit, and I don't care to know that stuff. But something trivial, I usually remember that.
Did you see
Hey,
what
I'm
Grim?
above average.
Good job, Grimmy.
Wow.
Grimmy's an overachiever.
Ah. Yeah. Well, Beth, that's called, see, everything's got a name, and they took capitalism and they perverted it. And it's not what it was designed to be. The design was, anyway,
Yeah.
that's debatable for fucking years. But my version of it is stop fucking lying, and we wouldn't have any of the problems that we have. They would all just magically go away because you were living in the truth instead of, hey, let's burn some coal. It's good for you.
Yeah. Well, Brother David said either last night or this morning, a person
Mm,
lies because
mm.
they're hiding something.
Fluoride in your toothpaste is good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put,
Oh, cowboy pictures the Congress, all those farts in there. 14 a day.
mm,
Whew, it's no wonder they keep coming up with shitty ideas if that's what they keep breathing in.
mm. Wow,
They're inhaling
Congress.
shit
Oh,
particles.
I have I have a absolute fucking cure for Congress. I think that all the potheads in America that are all getting legalized should gather as one and demand that Congress opens with a hookah.
Oh, Congress opening with a
You
hookah.
cannot you cannot vote until you're smoked. That way, that way these fucking cunts would not lie to us anymore.
Well,
They wouldn't, nothing would be able, you couldn't accomplish nothing, which is the point. They don't accomplish anything anyway. So why not just get them stoned and prove it and get rid of them?
yeah, that would be
Because
a
all this
happy place.
legalized, look, all the legalized in the pot is just a fucking performance to keep the public dancing around. So you'll pay taxes and do what you're fucking told. There's still 10% that are growing their own and don't give a shit about your freaking state. But the ones that are in the state, I guarantee it, just like that game, 800 fucking thousand people celebrate a fucking ball game, but you can't get 800,000 people together to say Congress has got to go.
Yeah. Welcome back, sock puppet.
And if you say it on Facebook, what do they ban you or give you a timeout or something?
Yes, they will.
Spank you on your little butt?
Yeah.
Really?
A Facebook timeout. Ah, been there,
Well,
done that.
wait a minute. Oh, okay. So you're not trying to do that anymore? Are you trying to stay on Facebook's good side so you don't get booted off, Mary?
I'm not really trying to do anything over there other
Oh,
than
okay.
just I loiter, I check things out, I see when family posts stuff, and
Oh, you're being a spy.
yes, I am.
Oh.
I'm a
Hey,
troll.
did I ever tell you I applied to the CIA for a license to kill
You did?
and I got rejected. I thought it'd be like James Bond, it was going to be a spy and shit. They said no, but then they wanted to give me a concealed carry license and I said, "Nah, I don't want that. You can't kill, what's the point of having it?"
Okay. All righty.
Well,
No, I'm
well, I mean,
thinking of the concealed carry. That to me is almost like being a little uh
little
hmm.
what?
I would much rather someone's carrying. I want them to, wander around carrying. Why do you
They
have to
are.
do the concealed carry thing?
They already are. They wear blue suits and drive around in really ugly cars that have little lights on top.
Yeah, they
You
do.
can, yeah, they're right there in front of you.
Oh yeah.
Those are, yeah, okay. I'm convinced those are really the bad guys. Those are the worst of the fucking worst.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
society's convinced that they're there for their good. And wow,
They're
what
there
I
to
can't,
protect you, and
yeah,
it's
but
for the children. Those are the
you
two
know
big
better.
taglines.
Look what it took for you to find out for yourself.
Yeah, I still remember who I was in.
Well, it's not like a fault thing. Christ, you
No,
are what you
no,
are.
I'm not looking at it like it was a fault thing. I mean, that was part of the process. You got to. That's the thing I think a lot of people
Yeah.
don't um,
Mm,
pay attention to is that whole process of getting to where you are now,
mm.
trying to cull some of that out, trying to weed some of that out, trying to say, "Oh, that never happened. I was never." No, you need to embrace every bit of that because every bit of that is what got you to where you are today and how you reacted to what happened to you. That's what got you to where you are today. And if you like
Oh,
where you are today, then embrace every bit of it. And if you don't like where you are today, still embrace every bit of it because that is what made you who you are.
okay, now Larry Woods was on Ocelli's show the other day,
Uh huh.
right? On the Ocelli Factor, and I listened to the show the next day, and Larry was talking to him about the comparison of magic.
It's magic.
That
Fuck
there's
you. Oh,
no, no,
sorry.
no, 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 not your thing.
Oh, not
Larry's
my kind
thing.
of magic? Okay.
No, 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 no. This was he was being more serious about it in the sense of there are certain words that you will recite in an incantation form, so to speak, in a
Uh huh.
certain order, and you'll physically do this and da 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 da. Well,
Yeah.
all these steps that you take create a frequency and a wave
Yeah,
to
it's all about sounds and
right,
tonality.
right, right. But then there's the distraction magic and all this other stuff. But it goes to your religion, right? What do
Mhm.
people do? They pray, blah,
Uh-huh.
blah, blah. Little incantation. It's the same formula with a different explanation.
Yeah, they do the
But if you,
hymns and yeah.
okay, right, right. So, and this is where I'm going to go with this. I don't believe 90% of the people that do that believe what they're doing. They're just told to do it enough that they followed it. They'll just do it to get it over with.
Oh, Christ. Oh, wow. That reminds me of
Hmm.
when my grandma passed away and we went to the wake and there was two ladies that were leading the rosary and I kind of got to the point where I just kind of droned them out or drowned them out or just freaking quit paying attention to them because they
Mm,
were up there. I swear to God, it was like a speed thing for them.
hmm,
They had their rosaries in their hands and they were going, Hail Mary, full of grace,
mhm,
full of love, blah, 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 and it all just became like a Charlie Brown teacher sound in the
mhm,
background. Because I was looking over at my nephew, Zachary, who was about 4 or 5 at the time, and he was over there going, I'm a little teacup, short and stout.
mm,
And
mm,
I actually had a weird, enjoyable time at my grandma's wake because I was watching my nephew being a little
mm,
teapot or
mm,
singing the little Starlight Starbright song or whatever and had the drone of the two ladies who were being ever so pious, ever so good,
mm,
doing their little
mm.
rosary beads. I
Right,
was
but
a lot more entertained with my nephew.
right, and where I'm going with that, not about whether you were entertained or
I
not,
know.
was that the people doing the chanting,
Uh
all
huh.
right, they have a joint belief.
Yes, they do.
Okay, I've heard you talk about this with your own explanation on your own show many times. We are really more in tune with each other, but we're not taught that. We're taught to argue and fight and The world is flat. The world is wrong. There is no God. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck you. Stop it. You know, it's like being around a bunch of children. They were arguing about goddamn 9/11 for 2 fucking solid days. It was annoying. It's to the point where, all right, okay, so you believe the official fucking story. All right, let's just shut that part down. We won't even touch that for a moment. Let's go to this part. You have no freedom in your homeland because of that. That's the point. Not how did it get brought down, not who brought it down, not who's responsible, but what became of you because of it. And you're so distracted about arguing the details of something that's 16 fucking years ago that you seem to have enjoy your slavery. Like you're settled into it. And well, that's just the way it is. And
See, and I see it as that was an impetus. It was basically something that happened in order for something else to happen, and it's pretty much kind of crazy to keep arguing over something that yes it happened, and really everybody pretty much knows how it happened or a general idea of
right.
how it happened. But
that's a distraction.
They're not looking at the repercussions or the results of what happened. And that is the important part. It's not, the initial thing that happened, that was important because that was the excuse that was used, the crutch that they used,
imprison you.
To
start
enacting, to start enacting all of this other stuff for your own good, for the children.
Yeah.
Because
they didn't seem to care about the children. Yeah, well, whatever.
Well, they look at us as children. They treat us as children. They treat us as though we are simpletons.
Listen to Hal a little bit more often. They've redefined the definition of what we are to animals legally.
You know, and
it's not about how they treat us. It's about these laws that we as people just accept blindly without fighting.
Okay, so
and half of it you don't even know it's there. They do this shit behind our back.
So just because it's their definition, it automatically has to become my definition. I don't think so. You know, I don't believe.
Right. That's me and you.
Yeah.
Okay. There's the few things that me and you do agree on is the foundation of life. Okay. But what I was getting at, what started this particular rant was there is a reality to when multiple people believe in a harmony, a verbal harmony, and they did their little incantations, it does change the vibrations that we emit. So those people believing what they're doing is real to them, even though we don't believe it. It doesn't matter what we believe. It matters what they believe because they're the ones it affects. We as a public have been taught that words can take you down roads that you don't even know anything the fuck about. You can just have an opinion and just go with things. And, well, you're an expert. You saw it on the internet.
Yes, that is true.
Like all the opinions like about Putin. Putin is another political piece of fucking shit that I hope to fucking never meet. And I've seen people on the sites, oh, he's better than this, and oh, he's better than Obama. And no, he's not. They're all the fucking same. Where do you draw the distinction at? What? How does their behavior in anything affect your daily life? If you're sitting around cozy in a house on the internet, you're not suffering. So, could this just be your opinion that they draw out of you? And as people, we react to it, and then we throw it out there. And it's really got nothing to fucking do with what we're talking about. But we don't know that.
Yeah.
Like having an opinion about Trump or Hillary. It's the same opinion. I couldn't stand either fucking one of them. Didn't matter which butt nugget you put in there. I just was going with, I figured the Electoral College would pick Clinton, and they didn't. They picked Trump. And apparently, according to the paper, she won the popular vote. I don't see how she could have won anything. But the lies being told and the shit being all done, it doesn't change anything. It's just we're talking about it. What physical change are you experiencing? I'm not orgasming over here because Trump is in the going to be in the White House, and I don't think the day he does that I'm going to sit here and jack off and enjoy it. I just don't see it.
I don't want to know if you do. Just
But
putting
I'll
that out
promote the
there.
hell out of your video if you submit it to Flashco.
Oh, ew. No, I don't think
Hey,
anybody wants to see that either.
oh come on. You know what? There's a damn prison show on Netflix called Black is the New Orange, right?
Or orange is the
And
new
they're
black, yeah.
whatever, yeah, that okay. But it's so ridiculous. They even have this one year of this where they're selling used underwear that they're stealing from the job that they get. They're stealing the materials to make soil and then soiling them to sell them on the internet.
Ew.
Yeah. Oh,
Ew.
okay. And right, exactly. And I'm thinking,
I just,
okay,
my mind is going, okay,
yeah,
ew,
exactly.
because they're
Right, right,
stealing
right,
the
right.
underwear, and then ew, because they're soiling them and then selling them on the internet, and then ew, because somebody's actually buying them on the internet. Not,
No, see
wow. Okay.
what they're doing is they're convincing the wait a minute, they're convincing the people that watch that show that don't have any fucking clue about prison one way or the other that that is real and that is really what happens in prison.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
It's fun. Well, it's on TV. It's so therefore it must
They're
be true.
right. So they take the slave labor that they get them to do,
Uh huh.
and then they misdirect it to something black market that you couldn't do that. And the girls got the prison guards all involved in this. Are you fucking kidding me? What are you fucking out of your fucking mind? That is entertainment.
Yeah, apparently we have sunk to the level where, okay, when
I tried.
reality TV kicked on
Yeah,
MTV, when they had the
never
real
saw it.
world, and
Never saw it.
oh, my girls really liked it, and I watched a couple of the episodes that first year, and after that, after like the second or third episode that I sat and watched with the girls, I just finally went, oh man, really? This is what TV is coming to.
Mhm,
Wow. I mean, I thought it
mhm.
was sad already, but wow.
Right. And if you look back to the 50s, like I've gone on YouTube and opened up old sci-fi programs,
Uh-huh.
and if you have a mind like we have, the little collective of
Mm-hmm.
mismatched souls here at RLM, we would all look at that and see the freaking social programming in the dialogue. You'd
Oh yeah.
recognize it, what it truly is. But at the time, uh, television was brand new, blah, blah, blah. They were experimenting. They didn't know what they had or what they were doing with it, but they had a plan,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that's why it's called television programming.
And it's amazing to see how much stuff that we've had regurgitated from what, not stolen, but you think, wow, that's an original, like that Truman Show thing. Somebody brought that up a couple weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I was watching a Twilight Zone today, and it was 9 years older than the Truman Show, and it was about a guy waking up and realizing he's been on television for the last 5 years. And I thought the Truman Show was an original idea. So there you go. Every generation, we just get regurgitated shit from the generation before, but they just show you in a different, they tell you in a different way, but they show you the same thing.
Yeah, there is nothing new under the sun.
Well, now you can probably have you could probably run a movie on a wall without you know, well, we got your brother on this one.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear that? Yeah.
Well, no, I heard something mumble mumble, but
Oh,
no,
yeah. He said
what he said.
Ecclesiastes and written by Solomon. Nothing new under the sun. David
No,
knows.
exactly. But see there you go, Larry. Larry brought me right to that. So I guess I'm for my lifestyle and what I'm trying to accomplish, I think I'm right on track now. I was a little worried for a bit, but no, I'm all right. I
S-
didn't even know it. It was like in the back of my mind and I saw it surface today and went, "Oh no, I'm doing all right."
Yeah. See, and those older TV shows, that's what I like about Netflix. I've gone
Mm.
back and watched some of those. I still haven't. I want to go back and watch some of the old Lost in Space. I really like those. Those were
Oh
so
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
But
I found some on YouTube. Yeah,
yeah, I've watched started from the pilot of the original Star Trek,
yeah. I just
and
well, not
I
I saw
really
the.
enjoyed those when they first came out. And my Aunt Wanda is she is such a Trekkie. Oh, it's hilarious. And I've gone
Mm,
back and I started watching those again, and I enjoyed the shows when they first come on. I remember really liking them when they first come on, but now when
mm,
I see them, it's like, oh, holy crap, I really didn't notice, you know, consciously notice that in that storyline. But
uh,
then after I make that little cognitive connection, then I go back downstairs to my library and I start looking through my books and I go, I remember reading this one the second time and getting a whole different take on it than I did the first time.
mm.
That's why if I find a book that I really like, I don't get rid of it because I know if I read it 5 or 10 years down the road,
You'll see
I
a different side of it.
yeah, I'll see it from a whole
Yeah.
different perspective because I've got a different view or a different outlook on life. So I will different things out of that storyline will jump out at me and make other connections.
Well, yeah. Something Larry said the other on one of the shows that confused me was he said, "Was it your liver? One of your internal organs reproduces itself every so many days."
Well, your whole body does that actually.
Well, then I got an
But your
even
liver
deeper
your
question.
liver will regrow. You can like donate part of your liver
Right,
and
right.
your
Okay, so then I get even more into the question, and I start thinking about that. If your body is constantly reproducing itself, then it's the programming of the cell that's making you ill. So maybe all this medicine shit's just a big scam, like I think it is, and they don't know what they're guessing. Well,
well,
you fall in this category. We'll cut you here, and we'll chop chop, and we'll see what happens.
yeah,
What?
well, it is the
Fuck off.
programming of the cell, but people don't realize that the programming of the cell is coming from your own mind. It's how you think, how you act,
Where
how
else could it come from?
well, I mean, there are external influences such as Wi-Fi signals and all that other fun stuff,
Mm.
but the
Yeah, yeah,
programming
yeah,
that
yeah,
goes
yeah.
into is basically the predominant one is your outlook or your perspective on life. That does
Mm.
the bulk of the programming of your cells. And so if you
Mm.
have a shitty outlook, your internal organs are going to start breaking down just because
Protecting
you have
themselves. Yeah.
well, they're just gonna your what the fuck attitude and I don't give a shit attitude in your mind
Mm.
starts resonating throughout your whole body, and your whole body starts getting your kidneys get to the point where they go, what the
Mm.
fuck, I don't give a shit. Your
Well,
bladder,
right,
your
but
litter,
if you
it's
okay, if you're ill, okay, but hold on, you're
uh-huh,
taking it further than I was going. I was just
yeah,
going to the cell thing, right?
uh-huh,
So if you're physically ill
yeah,
and these cells are reproducing, right?
uh-huh,
They're reproducing sick cells, then it's the programming that needs to be controlled, not the outside. What you do on the outside, it didn't seem to stop it from starting.
yeah, but in
Or
order
maybe it aggravated it, but we're not told the truth about these things at almost any level. Look at that hoax, the link about the cancer hoax, and you see that the FDA fought this guy for 20 fucking years, from the
uh-huh,
70s to the 90s,
uh-huh,
gave in at the end, and still would not admit they were wrong
yeah,
because they promote their shit. It's a business,
it's a
and
follow
they've
the
got
money thing, and we
it's
don't
a
care how many die in the process.
Exactly. And everything's about business, right? And they what they fall back on is they say, well, this is the price you pay to live in a capitalist society. No, it's not. Rules and regulations and capitalism all in the same pot. If you weren't a thief, you wouldn't need to be ruled or regulated. Why not just deal in honesty instead? Oh, people aren't like that. Well, what? See,
There's
you get
there's maybe
accused of.
yeah, there's maybe like 10% of the population that are crooked, lying, thieving bastards. It's just that they get all the press.
Well, right. All the press and all, apparently enough of the money to have a voice.
Well, that's
I
because
still,
they get the press in order to make you believe that that is the norm, but it isn't the norm.
well, I don't know what the norm is anyway. I wanted to talk to the guy that had tattoos on his neck and his face and was sweeping the glass so the dogs don't step on it. That's
Yeah.
what I was interested in. Yeah. The guy in the suit that's, on his cell phone trying to make a deal, I don't want to know him.
Yeah.
There you go. I got what I wanted. But I had to become aware at some level that I wasn't, that time has come to start behaving in a certain fashion. And a lot of it was explained by him. He said he's been where he's living in this part of Denmark for 10 years, and his neighbors don't accept him yet because he's an outsider from that particular area.
Yeah.
But he's further out than we are. Yeah, he's out in the water. So, but you got to think, uh, it's hard to put yourself in another guy's shoes just from words, you know? So, it's an interesting story.
Yeah, but you get people have feelers, they get vibes.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, because the first things we talked about was hash dogs, and the next thing we were over here having a smoke and a cup of coffee. You know,
See?
so yeah, but I wasn't ready to do that for all these. I've been here in Denmark for 3 years,
Mhm.
and Cirque was, that was enough human contact for me. I
But
think,
see,
yeah, 'cause-
the universe doesn't care whether you think you're ready or not, because if the universe decides that, hey, you know what, I need to throw this person into the mix for you,
you got no,
then that
no,
person will
n- no, I
show
have to
up.
step out. No, I have to step out into it willingly. See, no, the universe couldn't. This isn't the same thing as like ending up in Denmark. That was a long haul. I'm talking about the short from here to the store and back. I have a few moments where I can pick and choose.
Uh huh.
And if I go with my instinct, like I did today, there's my results.
Yeah.
And the time came for me. So I don't think the universe. I'm willing now. I don't know if I don't think the universe changes. I think it's always there. I could tap it when I want it.
Yeah, you can
You know.
tap it when you want it, but I really do believe that people show up in our lives at the most opportune moments. We just need to be be there. Because we are participants in it. So, individuals will show up and we can either be receptive to it or not. And if we aren't
Yeah.
receptive
Yeah.
the first time, then
That's what I'm
somewhere down the road, someone very similar to will show up. And that type of person will continue showing up until we are receptive, and then we get the lesson that we're supposed to be getting out of the deal. It's
saying.
not a necessarily carved in stone thing, but I really do think that the universe, or whatever you wish to call it,
Mm.
kind of sort of moves things in a way, or people intersect on their path, or however, to where when it's supposed to happen, when it's going to be most opportune for either you or for them.
I still think you got to be willing. If you're not
Yes,
willing,
yeah. If you're not
it's
participating,
a
if you're not
yeah,
receptive to it,
it's a
then
multi-level.
it'll
Well,
happen
there's
again. There'll be another moment that
ah,
that
I see,
that things
I see.
things will the streams will cross, and you won't blow up the world, kind of thing.
Well, and I told Andre today. I said, you were interesting enough looking to that. I wanted to talk to you about it. What you were
Uh-huh.
doing. That most people don't bring that out of me. I've seen it all. Nah, nah, nah. I get that pompous. Seeing the world. Got a young wife. My house is comfortable. Blah blah blah. I get a little pompous on that. I didn't realize it, but yeah. So it's time to change course, so to speak, and let people into the web. And as it turns out, they're already in it anyway, or we wouldn't interact in the first place, because
Yeah.
that's the level. That's the level I hit.
See, and that's where your being receptive comes in, because that person has been there. It's just that
Yeah.
you weren't ready to acknowledge their existence. You weren't ready to observe, but once you were,
Yeah,
then
yeah. He's been here longer than me, 5 years longer, and I haven't seen him because I wasn't looking.
yeah.
Now I know to look. Yeah, but who knows? But I think it was a decision that I made. I'm going to go with that.
Well, yeah, it was because you
Can't
have
control
to.
the outcome, but you can control the direction that you go in sometimes for a minute.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not necessarily a conscious decision. Sometimes it's just your subconscious is going, hey, I'm getting a really good vibe from this direction over here. And for some silly reason, you just take a different route and then you meet someone and it's like, ah, well, that's kind of cool. Some people call it serendipity, you know,
Serendipity. Well,
zippity
I
doo
plan
dah.
I plan to explore the information I've gotten from Larry further in the future. Now, I have with the winter time, I'll have plenty of time to read if I choose to, and um, I don't know what I'll be able to do with it, but I think knowing it myself and in at least being prepared enough to hold a conversation in it, should it come up, will be enough. It'll draw the right things.
Ah,
So yeah, I'm Vince taught me to network, on the use the internet to introduce people to other people
uh huh.
because some of them are so busy with what they're doing they don't have time to look for what they need. Like Chuck. Chuck does a show 5 days a week,
Uh huh.
and he said, yeah, any of the RLM hosts want to come on, give me a call. So I put the information out for him, and that's because we're all interviewing the same guy. you know
Well,
we're all connected. Yeah, it's that 6% of separation.
yeah, I know. Isn't that wild?
It's like a magnet. It depends on your subjectivity. How do you feel about it? If you're striving to be in a white race or a black race or just a yellow race, well, then you're not going to be subjective with this. This is just going to go right past you and you don't care. And if
Well,
you are looking for it, you'll find it.
yeah, you won't even actually see it. You know,
No,
if you're not looking
no.
for it, you won't see it.
Jose just inspires us so deeply, doesn't he?
Yes, and that's why I kind of I mean, yeah, people like that, they infuriate the hell out of me, but I also have to thank them because wow, they
Mm.
really made me think and maybe solidify some beliefs and maybe throw some
Mm.
other beliefs away, but uh,
Oh, yeah. You've made more changes than the Oakland Raiders.
well, and I take that as a compliment because to me it's like, you
Grim.
know, if it's obvious that I'm changing,
Yeah.
then that's a good thing. Because it means
Uh,
that I'm not stuck
I
in
don't
in
know.
one place.
I don't know. Maybe there's some things we should be stuck in. We're just doing the dork thing. But
Well, and
Grimner
there are
said,
some things I am stuck about, but
so what? I
yeah,
don't, yeah, it doesn't involve me.
yeah,
Anyway, so Grim says, those are some scary words, Flash. Vince taught me to. Well,
it is
nah,
kind of scary.
nah, don't underestimate the guy. He's got a gift. He does. I learned a lot of shit from the people that he introduced me to, and some of the people he introduced me to, I don't want to know them. So I sit back and wait until the smoke clears.
Yeah, but even when you meet people that you realize you don't want to know, you now at least have some kind of a mental image of, yeah, now I know
Timing.
what that is, and I really don't want to know. I don't want to
Yeah,
know that. I
like,
don't want to be associated with that. So it gives you that experience because a lot of times you can't decide if you like something unless you try it. Kind of like Brussels sprouts. Yeah,
but
I know
he
now.
made
I
it
don't like them.
okay. Vince, Vince made me more aware of small community than anybody else because he actually is in a small community. He's living his life pretty much the way he's telling you. He's
Yeah,
out there.
yeah,
Yeah. And making the best of it and keeping electronics going. He does a lot of incredible shit.
yeah.
There you go.
Mhm.
We don't see eye to eye on every fucking thing, but he did teach me a few things I didn't know about the internet before I met him.
Yeah.
Yeah. this little small group we got is enough, and we all got friends, and there's other sites that rebroadcast the Dork Table, I suppose. So our opinions get out there, and some of it actually is not opinion; it is actually fact. And when we speak of fact, that's when you open up the can of worms of opinion. So I try not to here too much.
Yeah. Well,
I like to have a little fun and, warp the news a little bit, but I don't really. I mean, really, what difference does it make who's in power? Are you fucking kidding me? If that's how you live your personal life, you got problems.
well, people
To
what
me, no, no, to
I know.
me.
I
Uh,
know. I just keep thinking, for right now in my
mhm.
what's going on right here, I'm the person in power over my life.
Yeah, I would say yeah, because we're all trapped in this thing. I'm not in this fucking thing. I'm just so aware of the thing that it makes my skin crawl.
Mhm.
I've been aware of it so many years now that I watch it suck people. It's like a void, and it feeds off ignorance and futility. And they create it so that there will be plenty of it. They create your enemies. They go bomb people, and then they make enemies out of them. And you tell you that, hey, look what they're doing to me.
Yeah.
No, sorry. If you fall for that bullshit, wow. See, then you find yourself trying to justify the official story when deep down inside, you've got to know there ain't a guy in a cave in Africa that did anything to you. But hey, let's bomb him anyway. You know,
Well,
might be
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, cuz we have these
Sure.
bombs and we have
I
these
don't even
people and it seems like a proper thing to do, right?
I
Right.
don't I don't really understand the justification behind the anger. Fucking towelheads. What they did, the United States government, the English government, the German government, was they put these people in their population knowing that it was going to create a fucking problem and told their people that they were doing it to, well, this is part of life. You just have to live with it. There's laws.
Mhm.
Fuck off. There's laws. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bunch of
I think,
squiggles on a piece of paper.
no, I think it's the government's directing. They're the ones doing all this crap. It's a plan. There is no way all this devastation is happenstance. We're not, or possibly this could be possible as a fucking collection. We're this fucking ignorant that we're armed with nuclear weapons and aiming them at each other for protection. Doesn't even fucking make sense. Where's the protection part come in?
I don't know, but you know what?
It's a scam.
I just
Oh, come
I
on,
just had
Mary.
something pop into my head, and
Uh-oh.
I know it's scary as hell, but it's thank you. Wow, that's actually the sound I heard in my head too.
Wow.
No, I just remember, you were talking about that, and my brain went to porcupines and quills. Don't ask me why, it just did.
You saw that movie, Quills. That's why. Because in your old lady flannel, you're sitting there thinking about the guy that did the movie Quills, writing in shit on the wall.
Okay, if it comforts you to think that way. No, my mind went to, okay,
I
porcupines and quills, and then I went to, weren't we supposed to be discussing the mating rituals of the emu and how we're supposed to um, try and learn from that example? Or maybe the mating call of the platypus, which I'm still curious. Do you know what the mating call of the platypus is? Because I've never heard one do that. I've apparently never aroused that kind of desire in a platypus to get them to do the mating call anywhere remotely near me. So I'm
no,
curious. Do you know what it sounds like?
no, I do not. Actually, I was just I like to write little goofy shit for the Dork Table.
Well,
And
yeah.
then not talk about everything except for what I wrote about, and then write about the most ridiculous crap I can think of at that moment.
And
So
and
that's
yet
all I
I'm
could come up with.
okay, well, I'm holding your feet to the fire because
Mhm.
you said that we were going to
I
talk
said,
about
yeah,
the mating rituals of the emu and the mating call of a platypus. So if you're not going to give me what the native call a platypus sounds like, then
Yeah.
I want to know what the emu shit is, so I can at least
Well,
come away learning something.
I think it was an attack on society, is what I was making. If you want to really be serious about this, what I was saying is animals live better than we do,
Yes,
and
they
we should
do.
pay more attention to the way animals treat each other, and quit watching TV and thinking everybody's got a gun and wants to rob you of your gold. They're going to take my Jew gold, and I'm going to have to live under a bridge. No, that's the government. You're close.
Hmm.
You know, somebody put up here about socialism, blah 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 blah, and I said, well, explain what tax money is. You know, where does tax money come from? Hmm?
Uh,
Why why is it that the federal government didn't need support from outside sources until the 1900s? When it supported itself just fine without us, and then all of a sudden, and now it's got a $20 trillion deficit because we're supporting it.
I know. See, that's like these special little cupcakes that,
uh,
we supported them, we raised them, we gave them everything, we gave them trophies even when they were bad, and now they're having pissy fits because things didn't go their way. And I
okay.
think it's along the same lines. The
Mm.
government has been, oh, they're there, it's okay. Oh, here, have another 20. Oh,
Mm.
here, have
Mm.
another. Oh, just go away, shut up, leave me alone. Here, I'll just pay you some money so long as you just leave me the hell alone. And the
Let's
problem is,
lower,
people don't
yeah,
realize they're not leaving us the hell alone.
lower the taxes, right?
To zero?
Well, for the wealthy fuckers, lower their taxes and don't, but add to the deficit. Give away more.
I,
This is the illusion. Wait, let me.
okay,
This is
finish.
the illusion that they've sold the public. This is
Ah,
what's done with your tax. Not knowing, most of these people don't understand in the first place that your fucking money has no value. You could wake up. We could all wake up in the morning and not have anything, and there's no recourse. You can't do anything about it.
yeah.
So the collapse. How do you collapse an illusion? They can't do that without violence as an end. So that's not probably not going to happen. It's the fighting and the fear mongering that keeps us doing it, so it won't collapse. Is keeping the illusion alive. If you didn't go to work for a fucking week and demanded that you got treated with the truth, and enough you did it, that would be the end of the lie.
That would be an interesting thing to do.
Well, look, it doesn't make sense to whip your slaves. It's stupid. How do they fucking work if you whip them? How do you pick cotton with fucking welts in your fucking back?
That's true.
It's
That's
an
true.
ignorant concept, right? Well,
Well,
I
it's,
find
yeah.
I find as a good Jew that getting my slaves to perform, I'm far more successful when I'm nice to them than when I'm not nice to them. When I'm not nice to them, when I tell them, look, there's 10% in it for you, fucker, come on. Eh? Really? 10%? Okay.
Yeah, and then some smartass in the crowd goes, "Wait a minute, I'm doing 100% of the work, and
Yes,
I
Grim.
get to keep 10% of the benefit of." Wait, something ain't right here. Oh wait, Common Core math. Okay, yeah, that adds up.
Well, the point I was making, okay, is it's all just words. We play a word game, and then you give it some belief with some papers and a few things on an internet or a TV set, and at the end of the day, it's all just bullshit.
Yeah.
And and if you believe in all this, wow, you've been fucking had. And Grimner on the last 10 minutes of his show last night played the Edward Mandel House, right? And it tells you right there everything you need to know. And if you believe in government after you listen to that, then you are so thoroughly indoctrinated that they'll never pry the Constitution out of your cold dead fingers.
Yeah.
And that's a shame too, because you know what? I never would ever expect somebody to hold up to a contract they'd never signed. That just doesn't make sense. And I don't remember anybody asking me if I wanted to sign it. They just shoved it in my face, said, "This is what you got." And I
Yeah.
went, "Who the fuck are you to tell me what I can do?"
Hey,
Because I
Grimmy,
was a
could you put
cocky
that
fuck.
link in the chat, please? Because
Oh yeah.
I obviously was not. Well, I was chit chatting with my brother, so I was obviously not listening to the Freakers Ball last night. So if you could put that link in the chat, I would truly appreciate it, hun. And you know what? We are out of time, Flasheroony Head.
Make the dorks beg.
Make the dork. I did a begging dork. Oh, look!
Oh,
Isn't it cute in its little tutu and flannel jammies?
I must I must say on behalf of dorks and dorkettes worldwide, I do not like Roundup. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I knew you needed to get that in there somewhere.
I try. And because that's my personal protest against corporation.
There you go. There you go.
No, no Roundup.
Yeah. Well, y'all have been listening to the Dork Table here on RealLibertyMedia.com Channel 3, also on the RLMRadio.xyz site, also on the RLM TuneIn radio station, the RLM Internet radio station, also the RLM Spreaker channel, and later on the RLM SoundCloud station. So we truly do appreciate you all playing along, listening in, all that fun stuff. Be sure to stick around because Kira will be on later, like here in just a couple hours, with the bridge. And then this evening will be Bo Diddy with some bodacious tunage to bring you into the evening. Not sure if I'm going to be able to hear that or not because I think I'm going to my niece's or my great niece's birthday party, at least for a while. Also, oh, thank you, Grim. Tomorrow morning, or morning for me, at 11 o'clock Central Time, which is the time the cosmos goes by. Just putting that out there. Or noon Eastern Time, Grimmy will be on with the blues, leading you into Hal Anthony. So, yeah, there's still lots and lots going on. Also, tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. my time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, will be Gary L. and Gigi's Boo and Brain Farts Are Us. That's not the name of their show, but I just had a total brain fart. It was there, and now it was gone. So be sure to check
Wow.
back often. Don't vote harder or vote often, but come back to the
Oh,
RLM
wow.
often and check the radio because there's always something cool going on. Until then,
Or you can argue about 9/11.
yeah, or you can argue about 9/11. There you go. In any case, y'all have an absolutely awesome rest of your day, awesome weekend if I don't see you the rest of the weekend. And I'll be back on Wednesday. And Flash, are you going to be on sometime during the week?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I
Okay.
never know until I do shit.
Okay, well, he'll
This
be
is
doing
my
shit.
only plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be overexposed.
Ah,